Hey, Sean. You have any money lying around? I got like $26. Do you have any money?
I got one.
You think we could buy Chelsea?
We could put it in a bid.
This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. With me tonight, that's Brad. He supports Chelsea for maybe like the next 27 days. And down below, that's Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspurs. Gentlemen, what's up? What's going on? How you guys doing?
We do have new owners ready to go, so I don't like this fear mongering that you're participating in. The loan will just be frozen. The account will be frozen, and then he can write it off or take the money. It's his choice. But the UK government here made mistakes in that now Roman actually will have frozen assets.
They better pony up that 1.6 billion to Roman. Get your money, homie. Get your money.
That was always the plan. Was he got the first 1.6 billion, and then everything else went to Ukraine.
That was not
always the plan.
That's what he stated from the beginning. Never the plan.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. The plan was he was going to write that debt off, and now he's not right. Context, friends, loyal listeners. There's some news that came out about the Chelsea buying and purchasing situation that we will dig into in just a few minutes. But before we get too deep in making fun of Brad, if you're new here, first time listening, first, we really appreciate you tuning in. If you could hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell on YouTube. Leave us a comment on either YouTube or reach out to us on Twitter. We would love to hear from you guys. Rate us 5-star on Apple Podcasts. All those things really help us out. We're trying to grow the podcast. I got this like little silly thing. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers on YouTube before the end of the Premier League season, and that is quickly approaching. There's like 18 days until Championship Sunday. So if you could do us a solid and share this podcast with a friend, we would really appreciate it. Isn't that right, Sean?
Yeah, you wouldn't want anything slightly inconvenient to befall you.
No.
Slightly inconvenient, like, I don't know, $2.4 billion of your $4 billion sale doesn't go into your pocket. Like, that would be pretty slightly inconvenient.
Maybe
if you don't like, subscribe, rate, review, 5-star. You might just miss out on $2.4 billion.
Yeah, Roman. Hit that subscribe button.
I'm so confused on how you tried to say that, but
yeah, me too.
Fine.
I flipped it to him cold. He wasn't ready. This is the first time we've done that segment, the mild inconvenience. We haven't ever done a mild inconvenience before, so he wasn't ready.
It's not a common bit that we do every week.
Inside the pod, just a little behind the curtain, I always forget to think of a mild inconvenience, and I always think of it on the fly.
This is Sean's mild inconvenience every week, is that he has to come up with a new
mild inconvenience is coming up with a mild inconvenience because I forgot about the mild inconvenience.
Do you hear me go into the bit where I'm begging people to like help us, and then you're like, oh shit.
Every time you're like, please like, subscribe, share it with friends, I'm like, fuck, mild inconvenience in my head.
That's actually hilarious. I love that.
I know I have roughly 20 seconds to think of a mild inconvenience before it's thrown to me.
And you had the numbers wrong too.
Oh, that's great. What?
I thought it was 1.8 when I read it.
1.6. 1.8 probably American dollars. Sorry, 1.6 pounds.
All right, so then it's 2.4 billion.
Yeah, because didn't Homie offer $4 billion? The British dude, he offered $4 billion.
No, it's 2.5 billion is the offer. From all of them, and then they've had to say that they will put up, it's like $1 billion to renovate Stamford Bridge, and then like however much that's dedicated to the teams, the academy. Hey, this is how much we are willing to spend to keep this thing, like, to keep winning, keep going.
Hold on. But these are all the bids that had to go through the process. There was that one dude like who just like yeeted a bid in there a week ago.
Correct. The Ratcliffe. His bid said the same exact thing, and actually the Bowley bid that won is actually still slightly more than what Ratcliffe's bid was. Ratcliffe's language, though, mimics what Roman was looking for, and I think that's why he tried to sneak it in there. But Bowley has entered his exclusivity by May 31st. They feel confident that they can complete the sale. So by May 31st, we will have a new team. Koundé will be Chelsea blue, and then we'll go off for another defender and yeet Lukaku to who knows where.
Yeah, you guys are definitely losing money on Lukaku.
Yeah, I think our asking price is 75.
Who's paying 75 million for this Lukaku?
Marina's still sitting in that chair, so whoever wants him.
I don't think that there's a single club that pays that for Lukaku.
I didn't think a single club would pay like the 54 mil they paid for Costa after Conte was like, your services are no longer needed, and it was public knowledge, and she still got all the money from Atleti.
But Diego Costa is like was a baller still at that moment.
An unwanted baller that everybody knew we did not want.
Okay, but he still had skill.
You didn't want him.
Yeah, you didn't want him, but he still had skill and was scoring goals for you guys. When was the last time Lukaku scored for you guys? Yeah, exactly. Like, are we reaching like Lacazette?
Mason Mount is our leading goal scorer here.
Yeah,
probably. No, I don't think it's that long. I think he. I don't know when was the last time he started. That's the real question.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But before we dig too deep into Chelsea, what we've got tonight, and this might be all we talk about Chelsea, who knows? But we're going to hit these comments from last week's video. We're going to talk about the Premier League. We've got a new segment that Sean's going to, hit us with. It probably pretty fast, hopefully. Then we will preview what's going on this weekend in the Premier League. We've only got like 3 weekends left. It's crazy. And then we've got to figure out what we're doing over the summer. And we have no idea. But yeah, so let's hit these comments. First, and this is a suggestion for what we could do in the summer. Paik hit me up on Twitter, one of my good friends from college. He gave us a suggestion, kind of similar. I think he made this exact same suggestion last season, and it is that we should take a look at our 3 teams and kind of go through what we think we need for transfers. Probably something we were planning to do anyway, I would imagine, but thinking about like what deficiencies our squads have now and what we could do to address them in the summer transfer window. I know last year what we did is we kind of did it like I think I did Spurs and Sean did Chelsea and Brad did Arsenal or something like that.
I say we flip it, where okay. I'll take Spurs, you take Chelsea, and Sean takes Arsenal.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll figure out the specific details on it. We should all take Newcastle collectively, though.
Yes, definitely. As a group project, we will spend Newcastle's money.
Yeah, let's do that.
Joel will come on here and tell us how we're all wrong.
Yeah, Joel.
I got Burnley.
You got Burnley? All right, good. He had a follow-up with that, and Sean and I read this both separately. We read this differently, but he said, with the involvement of the 3 teams, how do you see the England inclusiveness / who are your England players that you would select? Then, as the patriotic Americans that we are, make a subsequent list that includes the USA team. So the way I read that was that who would we select from our teams to be in the England squad? Like make a case for some of the fringe English people in our team. Like, so if, for example, on Arsenal, like I make a case for Aaron Ramsdale, Ben White, Emile Smith-Rowe as to why they should be included in the England squad. That's how I read it. Sean, how is it that you read
it? I thought it was which of the England national team players would you take on your team?
Okay. We could do both.
I think, yeah, let's do both.
I mean, we can quickly do both on mine, because mine's nobody for your way, because Harry Kane's making the team.
Yeah, of course.
He's
the captain, isn't he?
Eric Dyer doesn't deserve to be on there.
Eric Dyer's not English.
Eric Dyer is English.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's played on the English national team. I think he was on the Euros squad.
No, he's
no.
Is an English what? When did he become English?
He was on the English national team during the Euros.
What?
He made the squad.
No, he's not.
I'm pretty sure he played.
What? So, but why does he have an accent then?
Joel, because he's from England.
Technically Declan started in Scotland. There's been a couple players that started in Scotland and then came over.
No, he moved to Portugal when I pulled up his Wikipedia. So this is the reason why. So I watched that Spurs All or Nothing documentary last season, and he has a non-English accent. It's weird. His accent is strange. It's because he moved to Portugal when he was 7.
Yeah, Davies is Welsh. I mean, we don't have any other good English players. Anyways, so and then the English.
You don't have any other good players.
No, so you have to make an argument for why Davies, why Eric Dyer should be in the England squad. That's what you have to do.
Okay, here's my argument. He shouldn't. You know what? Here's my argument. Harry Maguire.
Because Harry Maguire's trash?
Yes. Eric Dyer's better than that. So if Maguire's on the team, Dyer's got to be on the team. There's my argument.
There you go. But that is something we'll talk about, I think, over the summer. Because, we will be looking forward to the World Cup coming in December, which we will cover exclusively here. Well, I don't know. We won't exclusively cover the World Cup on Red Card Radio.
We are the exclusive World Cup coverage.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
Qatar.
Yep. Qatar 2022. Red Card Radio has the exclusive.
Off to a great start of our exclusive coverage.
Tuesday at 9:15 in the evening on Eastern Standard Time podcast rights to covering Qatar 2022.
That's right. Tell your friends. Exclusive coverage.
Oh man, we're gonna get sued. Richard hit us up on YouTube. Richard, thank you for the comment. Only way Manchester United eats W's is if Ronaldo gets infused with power and scores hat tricks. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But
I'll tell you where he is wrong.
Even that might not be enough. Where is he wrong?
Where he is wrong is Ronaldo is and has always been infused with power. So he doesn't have to get infused with power.
I don't know. Sometimes a nice power infusion really picks you up. Makes you feel pretty strong.
I could imagine.
Makes you feel a little bit faster.
Yeah, exactly. You feel like you have more haste. Will gave a shout out to Villarreal. Great run in the Champions League. Very impressive to come back to the level and level the tie with only one half to play, only to be undone by a poor half from their keeper. And he parenthetically apologized to Jimmy because he was pulling for Villarreal. But beating Juventus, then Bayern, then taking Liverpool as far as they did is incredible. Don Unai did a great job. This is an editor's note. Don Unai did a great job with Villarreal this season. Their keeper is trash, right? So
trash. That was really the worst save I've ever seen.
But even you saw it in the first leg. He's just out there punching balls that he could easily catch, and he's just not very good. Could you imagine if they had a halfway decent keeper? It might be different. Liverpool ultimately scored 3. He wasn't saving the Diaz goal. The Fabinho goal was really bad. But I don't know. It seems, he came out really early on the Mane goal. Maybe he does something more. That's kind of 50-50. I don't really blame him too much for that. But, They had a great run. They had
a fantastic run. Semifinals.
They won the Europa League and then made it to the semifinals of the Champions League. That's the dream.
Yeah, that's the super dream. Strong.
That's gonna be Chelsea's dream in 4 years.
In 4 years, what do you mean? Every time we're in the Europa League, we've won it. First of all. Second of all, we won the Champions League last year and we made it to the quarters this year. Where were you, Sean?
This I think will be an interesting comment discussion at the end of the season to kind of try and decompress on the season based off of how you guys ended last year winning the Champions League, and then how utterly disappointing this season is for you guys. I think that'll be an interesting decompression, and it will be exacerbated if they finish 5th, which is very unlikely, but
impossible. My reference was 2 in 4 years. I should have said 5 doing the math.
Oh, coming back up the pyramid.
4 years. Yeah, coming back up the pyramid. Oh. That was my reference.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question. If they're in the league championship, they gain promotion to the Premier League, but they win the FA Cup that season, would they automatically get in the Europa League that season for the next season because they'd be in the Premier
League.
It
could be 4 years.
Whenever we get into the FA Cup,
spot on. Well, no, I don't think that they're going to admit a League 2 team into the Europa League. I don't see that happening.
I think the rules are clear, so I guess we'll find out.
I guess
we won't find out.
Yeah. Jimmy hit us with a couple comments. I'm going to paraphrase them a little bit because they're a bit wordy. His first comments is about Spurs, talking about how he still thinks that they were stupid for firing Poch, and that they really need to back Conte. But that if Conte ultimately decides to jump ship or he's not supported or whatever, and that relationship breaks, that he thinks that Tottenham should go sign Frank Lampard and let. I'm gonna get there, Brad. Don't worry. And let Frank Lampard get them relegated. Or conversely, they could sign John Terry as their manager and see how many former Chelsea players can get Premier League teams relegated.
You know what?
How do you feel about that, Sean?
I could see Frank or John doing this, just to relegate Tottenham.
There's no way.
Frank said there's no way he would ever coach at Tottenham.
You know how I'm gonna choose to answer this.
Tell me how you're gonna choose to answer, Sean.
If you ask an Arsenal fan the team they hate the most, they're gonna say Tottenham. If you ask a Tottenham fan the team they hate the most, they're gonna say Arsenal.
Yeah.
If you ask a West Ham fan who they hate the most, they're gonna say Tottenham. If you ask a Chelsea fan who they hate the most, they're going to say Tottenham. So who's truly the biggest club in London?
Actually, we hate Fulham more, but go ahead.
The most you hate a team that's barely in the Premier League? Then actually that speaks volumes about your club.
It's the proximity.
You know how close you guys are? That's about as close as we are to Fulham.
Yeah, Craven Cottage and Stamford Bridge are very close to each other.
Yeah.
It's weird for us because, being Americans, and I don't know if either of you guys have ever been to London. Maybe you guys have flown through London. I don't know.
Not yet.
Yeah, we should take Red Card Radio on the road to London at some point.
We're going to need a lot of sponsorship.
If you want to sponsor us.
Next segment.
Yeah.
Next segment.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor us, info.redcardradio@gmail.com. We will take this this show on the road. But it's hard for us to understand those proximity rivalries, those location rivalries, the geography rivalries. Clearly, as an Arsenal fan, I understand that I'm supposed to dislike Tottenham, but I don't dislike Tottenham as much as people who grew up as Arsenal fans in North London. Like if you were born in Islington and grew up supporting Arsenal, then you have a different relationship with Tottenham than I do.
Yeah, I was actually trying to explain that to Brittany when we were watching the Arsenal game. I was like, well, Arsenal and Tottenham, I think, are less than 5 miles away.
It's like 4 or something.
Yeah, and I said in West London, Chelsea and Fulham are roughly the same amount. And I said I think West Ham are downtown, because they play in
East. I think they're East London.
East, because I knew they were played in the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah.
Closer to downtown London. And then I know Crystal Palace and Brentford are southern London. I know Crystal Palace is. I think Brentford is though.
I think you're correct.
And then now that Fulham are up, we have 7 teams from London, right? Doing my math right?
We're losing Watford. Watford are an English club.
London club. You include that? That's like northwest London.
No, they're London. I count them as a London club. Maybe I shouldn't, but
okay,
I do.
I just we can go back to the Northern Virginia, but that's how I would feel about Woodbridge being Nova for you guys.
They're West London, by the way. Brentford is West London.
West. All right, so they're over there with you guys.
Bowling ground.
Yeah. Well, I know Palace is South London.
Yeah. It's Jimmy's next comment. So this is about the penalty debate we had last week about Brad. Your argument was that Jorginho's penalty was better than Fernandez's penalty because it was on target, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bruno hit the post, so that's technically legally not on target.
Correct. I want to make sure that we said that to Jimmy, because Jimmy was arguing that it was on target because it hit the goal. Well, that's what I originally thought too. But as stats show, that is not on goal. It has to be inside.
It has to be something
of the goalpost.
It has to be something that if it isn't blocked would be scored. Like if it's not
Learn
stopped,
soccer,
it's
Jimmy.
a goal. Wow.
Learn football.
Wow. That's aggressive.
Yeah.
Let's just go around insulting all of our best fans. Like, you want to talk shit on Joel next, Brad? Go for it, man.
I think I have already. I think I was the one that said Newcastle are going down. I'm pretty sure I was very strong in that category.
Now you're attacking Jimmy. You're not attacking Liverpool. You're attacking Jimmy. Told him to learn. Anyway, Jimmy, I apologize for Brad. That was very rude. So I'm sorry. But Jimmy's comment, he says, let's say I'm an attacking player, one-on-one with the goalie. Takes a bad touch and the ball goes slightly out of my control, and the goalie gathers it inside a 6-yard box by just bending over and picking up the ball. Now let's imagine Son's goal that he scored against Leicester, which was a stunner. Let's say that instead of going in, it hits the upper 90 of the post and goes out. Brad's saying that the missed touch that rolled to the center of the goalie is a better shot because it's on target.
It has a chance to go in, yes.
Defend yourself.
It has a chance to go in, yes. That shot that the Villarreal goalie missed today proves that even a weak shot that the goalie can bend over and pick up, sometimes he trips and falls and it goes in. Where if that ball's hitting the post, it's hitting the post.
So Will responded to Jimmy, said there's no level of Chelsea homerism that Brad will not engage in.
Listen, this is a Chelsea. This is a
pot and
This is
kettle.
a WSL. This is a WSL pod now. Chelsea's still first in that league.
I got something for you later, Brad.
All right, let's do it.
I got something. You want me to pull it out right now?
Are you ready? Are you prepared, Sean? Do I kick it to you
Absolutely.
here now? All right.
On Sunday, Chelsea U23s and that famed academy you have can be relegated by Tottenham's U23.
For real? Is this a thing?
That's a thing.
I think it is a thing. I think I did see that. I did see that.
That famed academy.
That's because we keep taking all the U23s and putting them on the roster.
That's because we've had the same U23s for 14 years, it feels like.
Well, hold on. U23 is the division where you can have 3 senior players, right? Like that's where, like when our players are coming back injured, like they've been out for 6 months, they'll play like 2 games with the U23s.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably Scarlet.
Time out. Hold on. Wasn't there a story we on this podcast very early on, there was somebody who was beefing. Oh, it was the Chelsea player. He got into a fight in a U23 match.
Drinkwater.
What? I don't know. Was it Danny Drinkwater?
Drinkwater. It was Drinkwater.
Yeah,
that's right.
With like a West Ham youth kid or something like that.
Yes, with like a 16-year-old kid, he just like chokeslammed him. Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
Great times. But yeah, anyways, he'll be choke slamming Millwall 16-year-olds when Chelsea get
Millwall. I think he might actually be on Millwall.
That's an interesting segue because we've got some championship news here in a little bit talking about promotion.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to do that now. Do you guys want to do that now, or I think we should go to your segment, Sean, the brand new looking for a sponsor segment, right, Sean?
Yeah. So this is
he's getting the phone out.
Fuego Rapido. This is our rapid fire section sponsored by Taco Bell, and I'm just gonna heave some topics at you guys.
All right.
And we're gonna have very quickly respond to them. And we're going to move on, hopefully within 60 to 90 seconds per.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, number one on the list.
Hold on, I have is it just for me and Brad to answer? Or are you
I might chime in. I might chime in here and there.
Okay.
Or I might have to defend something.
Okay. All
right. So number 1, Arsenal and Tottenham can and will finish above Chelsea this year. Go ahead.
Not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening, but I would think it would be hilarious if it did.
It's not impossible. Arsenal are 3 points behind with 4 games to play.
Yo, Brad, how are you going to feel if you guys lose to Wolves this weekend and Arsenal beat Leeds and we're even on points? I think Chelsea's
20 goals.
I think Chelsea fan heads will explode if Arsenal are even on points with Chelsea at this point in the season.
So because you guys play each other though,
and now we're 2 points behind.
So because you guys play each other, I think no, it's not. I was gonna say the maximum points you can get is 72, but you guys can still technically get 75, right? You guys have 4 games left, right?
Yeah, we both have 4 games left. But assuming you guys would stay at 66, we both pass you easily.
Correct. So and then you're drawing to Tottenham while we went out.
You talking over the host?
Yeah.
Talking over the host?
Sorry, Sean.
Yep. Why Son is the best player in England? Go.
He's not. He's not the best player on his team.
That goal, he is the best player in Spurs.
He is the best player on the team. Yeah.
Wait, who do you have better than on Spurs, Brad?
Harry Kane. We've already said Harry Kane is the best player at any position, probably goalie.
That's a meme. That's a meme that we have. But
that's a meme.
Son is better than
Harry Kane. Son is yes, absolutely. I'm just arguing that he's better than Salah. He's not.
He's not. He's not.
Okay. All right. Burnley, on their current form, are the best team in English Premier League. Debate.
I think Arsenal just beat Chelsea, Manchester United, and West Ham. So you can take that smoke elsewhere.
Current form.
Yeah. No, I'm not here for that. Get out of
Jimmy,
here.
Turf more Jimmy. Join my alliance. Let's go. All right. The race for the Scooby-Doo. What do we got? It's down to two. It's down to 2 Milan teams. Who we got going down the stretch?
I said AC last week. I'm sticking with AC. I'm sticking with my guns.
And I think Zlatan might pull it off. He might just pull it off.
What do you mean? It's the beard. Giroud.
Yes, I understand who. I know who Giroud is.
I know, but that's the reason why they're winning.
We made Giroud.
Strictly because of Giroud, I'm rooting for Inter.
Okay.
There was we got 2.
There's at least
we got 2 more.
Okay.
2 more.
Are you saving the
better goalkeeper
one for last?
Yes.
Okay, I got
better goalkeeper. Relegation Pickford or David De Gea?
Pickford.
De Gea, are you smoking
just relegation Pickford, not everyday run-of-the-mill Pickford.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Relegation Pickford.
I'm talking that Pickford that played this past weekend.
Yeah. Relegation Pickford's different sauce, but no, I'm taking
Pickford that was getting battered by when he was at who was that? Bournemouth? No, who was he at before he came to Everton?
I have no idea.
I don't know. He's been there for so long. Hold on, I got you.
No, he hasn't. They only picked him up like 2 years ago.
No.
You're crazy.
He's been playing for Everton for a couple years now.
Who did he play at? He was getting beat to shreds on something it was like Norwich or something. He was on one.
Sunderland is where he was at before. Sunderland.
Went back
in 2016-17.
Okay,
battered.
Well, I mean,
that was the last time he was relegation Pickford, and it got him signed by Everton.
The Premier League put up this infographic last Thursday before the Chelsea United game, and it was shots fielded by goalkeepers or saves that they've had to make, and it was De Gea with 125 and Mendy at 87, and it's 2 of the best shot stoppers in the Premier League. And I'm like, that infograph is not telling you what it think it's telling. It's not telling us that David De Gea is a good goalkeeper. It's telling us that Manchester United's defense is garbage. That's what that thing is telling us. So my point is that good goalkeepers get buried behind bad defenses. So.
All right, and the final to the Fuego Rapido, sponsored by Taco Bell, is Kulusevski. Oh yeah, Rapido. Is Kulusevski better than De Bruyne?
No. We have to answer this. No. Is this
what? Let me bring the stats to this conversation. There are only 5 players in the entire Premier League that have more assists than Kulusevski. I will name them: Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andrew Robertson, Mason Mount, Paul Pogba. Those are the 5 players that have more assists.
Paul Pogba hasn't played in 6 months.
He has 9 assists.
That's insane.
Kulusevski has 8. And I will just keep going down the list. Jared Bowen, Gabriel Jesus, Harry Kane, all tied with Kulusevski at 8. Mikel Antonio, Lacazette, and Bomo, the Brentford striker, Brian Mbomo.
Sure.
Some Ming now it's rattled me now. Now I can't pronounce anything. Heung-min Son, Harvey Barnes, Benrahma, Bruno Fernandes, Cancelo, Kevin De Bruyne. You get down at 6. All of the players that I have just named, aside from Kulusevski, have played the whole year. He's been here for 3 months.
All right.
Pogba hasn't.
All right, I have a question for you.
Pogba hasn't. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll even give you that. The rest of everybody's played the entire year.
Okay, so your argument is that 8 assists Kulusevski is better than 6 assists Kevin De Bruyne.
He's played like 12 games.
How many goals does Kulusevski have?
That I don't know. Let me see if it'll give me a stat.
Because Kevin De Bruyne has 15 across all their competitions.
He has 3 in the Premier League. Can you narrow that down to
11? Kevin De Bruyne has 11 in the Premier League. So Kevin De Bruyne in the Premier League is 11 for 6, and Kulusevski is 8 for 3, and you're taking 8 for 3 over 11 for 6?
Oh, no, 3 for 8. Sorry, to get it right, 3 for 8.
No, you do goals first. Yeah.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
You do goals. Yes.
Yeah,
goals are first.
my bad. And how many
appearances?
How many appearances? Because I'm assuming he's starting in all of his appearances.
26. He said 26 appearances. Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay. Kulusevski has 11 starts.
Okay. So
how many appearances though? Because De Bruyne comes off the bench.
He has 3. No, De Bruyne never comes off the bench.
He might. Wikipedia is not telling me that. It's just telling me appearances.
The Premier League website gives me 3 subs.
Okay, so he has 14 appearances.
14 total appearances. Yeah.
So let's scale it up. Let's just double everything for Kulusevski. So he's got
that
6
means he would have
goals
60,
and 8 and 16 assists.
Yeah.
6 goals and 16 assists.
Give De Bruyne 25% more.
No. We'll keep Kevin De Bruyne where he is. He's fine. And he's at 11 goals and
6.
11. That's goals. Sorry. And 6 assists.
So he's at 17. Kulusevski would have 16 assists and 6 goals.
So I see your argument.
I'm just looking at production. I'm looking at numbers and production. That's all I'm looking at.
So here's, do you have a Premier League table from February 1st onwards? Because I guarantee Manchester City's damn near the top, and I guarantee Tottenham is not at the top. All the while, Kevin De Bruyne is playing in the Champions League. Let me look at Champions League information. What did he do in the Champions League this season? De Bruyne has, in the Champions League, hold on, let me scroll over. He's got 2 goals in the Champions League. And how many assists does he have in the Champions League? He's got 3 assists in the Champions League.
Hey, that's 2 more goals and 3 more assists than anybody on the Tottenham team does in the Champions League.
It's true.
Since February, maybe I should do it since January.
Wait, maybe
you guys signed them late in the transfer window.
Yeah, which would be end of January.
Yeah, so just
did Kulusevski play in the Champions League?
Yes, for Juve.
Okay, so maybe he has a goal and an assist. Maybe. Wait.
Probably not. He didn't play much for Juve.
I don't think so.
The table, Tottenham since February, Tottenham and City are level on points since February. Also level with Brentford and Liverpool. Number 1 in the league would surprise you guys. So tied on 10 points since February. Man City, Spurs, Liverpool, Brentford. Number 1 would surprise you.
Would it?
Newcastle.
No. That's why I said it would surprise you. It's Brighton. Have 11 points. Chiefly because they played the same amount of games as Spurs, but more games than City and Liverpool.
I think the way that we wrap this Kulusevski, Kevin De Bruyne conversation up is, let us know in the comments if you're hearing this conversation. We're 35 minutes in. Well, maybe we should tag this and put it on Twitter. Who would you take, Kulusevski or De Bruyne? Put it in the comments. Let us know.
Would you? Yeah, it's Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, it's Kevin De Bruyne.
It's Kevin De Bruyne. You just said it. So thank you for answering the conversation.
Yeah, let's talk about the Premier League. I'm gonna pull up this Premier League table and we are going to talk about it. So, first position, almost all of this is unchanged. So City's still in first, 1 point lead over Liverpool. Are these guys just going to take all 12 points from their last 4 games? Who knows? Chelsea are in 3rd on 66 points. Arsenal are in 4th on 63 points. 5th place is Tottenham on 61. And 6th place is Manchester United on 58 points. Those are the only... Manchester United is the last team that could qualify for the Champions League. However, if they drop any points from here on out, they are not able to make the Champions League because they only have 2 games left. West Ham are in 7th. Wolves are creeping up behind them for that last Conference League spot. They are in 8th. Brighton are up to 9th. They cannot make it into Europe. I think it's only Wolves are the last team that could make it into Europe. Newcastle are in 10th. Leicester are in 11th. Crystal Palace are in 12th. Aston Villa in 13th. Brentford 14th. Southampton 15th. All right. And this is where it gets interesting. So 20th, Norwich City relegated. 19th, Watford not technically relegated, but relegated. So in 18th position, Everton are on 32 points on 33 games played. In 17th position, Leeds United are 34 games played on 34 points. And in 16th position, Burnley are on 34 points. Now, goal difference is going to come into play here. Burnley have the best goal difference of the 3. They are at -15. Leeds are at -34. So they are, if it comes to goal difference, they're getting relegated. And Everton are at -20. Now, I don't think anyone expected Everton to get 3 points at Chelsea this weekend. But they did. They picked up 3 points. It was at home. Sorry. At Chelsea. Against Chelsea is what I should have said.
Charity FC strikes again.
Yeah. So Turf Moor Sean, Burnley's at 34 points. Leeds are at 34 points. Everton are at 32 points. But Everton have a game in hand. Everton win their game in hand. They're at 35 points. And as you are accustomed to doing, you love to give the teams with games in hand all their points. So why aren't Everton just in 16th position on 35 points, John?
As a fat Frank.
It's Skitty Frank. Hold on. It's Skitty Frank. He ain't got no budget.
He ain't got no budget.
But all right. So with the relegation battle, I got 538 pulled up here. They have the probabilities for relegation.
Okay.
Watford is at a
99.
above 99% percentile.
Yeah.
Leeds is sitting at 45% to go under. Everton at 34 and Burnley at 20%.
Yeah. So we looked at this last week and we all glossed over Leeds running. Leeds, they play Arsenal. They just played City. Then they play Arsenal. And then they play Chelsea, I think it is.
Yep.
Now, Leeds aren't a pushover. They give everyone a good run for their money. Like most teams, they give a good run for their money. And especially since Jesse Marsh has come in, they've been playing much better than they were under Bielsa. But they should lose all of those games. If they
Brighton and Brentford, which they should probably lose too.
I mean, Brighton's been on fire. Brentford's a toss-up game for Leeds, right? It's but if Leeds only take 3 more points at 37, Everton, I know. Do you still have Everton's schedule up, Brad?
If you give me 30 seconds.
Sean, pull up Burnley's schedule.
Everton has Leicester,
Toss-up.
Watford.
That's a win. Brentford. Probably a loss.
Palace and Arsenal.
So they're losing to Palace. They're losing to Arsenal. They have a couple.
They're especially losing to their last week. Sunday, May 15th, Brentford. 19th, Crystal Palace. 22nd,
Arsenal.
Everton. So only Arsenal. Sorry, only a 3-day rest there. So a game in hand is not looking too comfy.
No. Burnley, I think their run-in is much, much nicer, if I'm not mistaken, comparatively.
Yep. They get...
No, it's not, but sure.
It's not bad. They get Villa twice. So they get Villa. They get Villa, and then they get Tottenham fresh off of 3 games in 10 days, fresh off the North London Derby's Tottenham.
Okay.
On Sunday. So
they'll get a bounce back Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham are either going to be pissed that they lost, they're going to be tired. Yeah. Or tired. They won and they're tired. Whatever you want to take. They're coming off 4 days rest of playing a game 4 days after they played before. So that's a game they could get a result, even though Tottenham, it is at White Hart or whatever they call it now, Daniel Levy Stadium. Then they get Villa again, and then they get Newcastle at home to close the season.
Yeah, they have a tough run into actually. I
feel like they can win the Villa games.
I don't know.
They win the Villa games, they might be up.
Oh yeah, if they win both the Villa games, they're absolutely up.
Yes, if they get 6 points, whatever team gets more than one win in the next 4, stays up.
Yeah. Well, Everton do have that game in hand, so maybe they can pull some magic here. But yeah.
No. You're moving the target. It's not about Everton. All they have to do is be better than Leeds.
Who, Burnley?
Yeah.
True.
That's why they're 20% relegation, because all they have to do is be better than Leeds, who are playing the top 7. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Leeds have the worst run, and Everton have the second worst run, and Burnley have the third worst of those 3 teams vying for that last position. All right. So Sean, who are you relegating? Pick.
Leeds.
Okay, Brad.
I hate it. I want them to stay up.
Brad, who are you relegating?
Skinny Frank.
Everton? I want Everton to go down, but so bad.
Wait, so
Everton's going down.
So Brad's relegating Everton, and you're relegating Everton?
I want them to go bad. But logically, it's Leeds.
Okay, I guess I'm going to choose Burnley then, just to see who wins.
Jimmy, turf more Jimmy. Let's go.
Hey,
get in the comments.
I'm saying we gotta make sure we put this on the match week so we can update everybody as this goes.
It's easy.
I got down at the bottom.
You're relegating Frank. He's relegating Jesse Marsh, and I'm relegating Ben Mee. Player manager.
I don't think Ben Mee's actually their player manager. I saw somebody highlighted as their manager.
They have
manager.
They have a technical person.
As a good segue to just kind of keep it moving, I did at your behest pulled up the table since January 1, which is we did not have Kulusevski at January 1. However, Tottenham are second.
Oh, behind who?
Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
Behind Liverpool. And City are 4th behind Newcastle, which is what you imagined. At that point, they're off their new manager bump, and then heading into getting Trippier and
it's called a bounce, sir. A new manager bounce.
I like bumping.
Let me quickly rapid fire these results for you. So on Thursday last, United hosting Chelsea. That game ended in a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford. Saturday morning, Liverpool beat Newcastle. Villa beat Norwich 2-0. Southampton, Palace beat Southampton 2-1. Burnley beat Watford 2-1, effectively relegating Watford. Brighton beat Wolves 3-0. City, unsurprisingly, beat Leeds 4-0. Sunday morning, the shock of the weekend.
Yes.
Everton beat Chelsea 1-0. Spurs beat Leicester 3-1. West Ham lose to Arsenal. Arsenal beat West Ham 2-1. And Manchester United beat Brentford 3-0. So those were the Premier League games that were played since we all last met. Chelsea played 2 games, possible 6 points, pick up 1. That was shocking to me.
In our past 4, we've picked up 4.
That's real bad.
Yeah. Here's what I want to talk about, Brad. I told you I was going to light your ass up on Tuesday.
Oh, let's do this.
I'm flamethrowing this week. So here's the deal, Brad. The 21-22 Chelsea Football Club season will be remembered as not being able to close the deal and shut the door. I'm going to ignore the elephant in the room on the obvious joke to make here. So let's move on. You got kicked out of all your competitions.
True.
You don't have the cup to win, so not closing the door on any of those.
They're in the FA Cup final. They're in the FA Cup.
We've been to 2 finals.
And I am predicting.
We won 3 trophies already, but let's continue. Let's go. Fine.
What trophy?
We won the Super Cup, and we won the Champions League. But we continue.
Champions League's last season, bro. You can't
last
count
season.
that.
Last season. They win the League Cup.
No, Liverpool won the League Cup.
No, Liverpool won that.
Another
final that we were in.
All right. Anyways,
another final that we were in. Where were you?
Then you get a chance to shut the door on Arsenal challenging for top 4. Didn't. You get a chance to shut the door on United challenging for top 4. You didn't. You get a chance to relegate Fat Frank. You didn't.
We're not relegating a club legend.
You should.
We should.
You should.
But we weren't going to.
Jimmy can agree with that one too. Any chance to relegate Everton, do it.
Yeah, Jimmy's all about that.
You got to answer for some of this stuff, Brad. What are you doing with Arsenal?
What do you mean? United cannot.
United is a different animal. I asked about Arsenal.
United can't get top 4. They're still mathematically
still in.
That's if y'all suck. That's not if we suck.
Yeah, they can finish 4th.
We can catch you. I don't think they can catch you.
No, United
I don't know
can't.
The math on it.
No,
they cannot.
United are.
As if y'all suck, United gets into 4th.
United's maximum points is 64, which would be 1 more point than what Arsenal have right now.
Yeah. So, keep them out of the. You can't do anybody a favor around here.
No. It's Charity FC, brother.
Throw some charity over here.
Oh, so Sean's upset. What Sean's really upset about is not that Spurs suck, is that not that Chelsea sucks, that he was banking on Chelsea to get results against the teams that closest.
Yes. He wanted the favors done, and we never do the favors for Tottenham.
Come on, see? I said it earlier.
So Sean, 2 weeks ago, when you were real confident and talking shit,
you were.
It was expecting Chelsea to throw you guys some bones.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Just want to clear that up.
And then Brad put it in a call to Papa Roman, and we get the throw job they had against Arsenal.
It wasn't a throw job. We smashed them.
The throw job was them not trying.
I got receipts that say that you said we did not. So
that's true. It's okay. That's true. You guys did.
I got the receipts.
You guys did play pretty well.
We played really well against United. We just can't. It's typical Chelsea. We can't score.
So this is kind of interesting because it happened against us when we played United. Is that we scored, and then like a minute later, Ronaldo just comes out of nowhere and scores a goal. He just scores a goal. And that's exactly what happened to you guys. But like, I think the story of Chelsea's season is going to be the same story of Chelsea's last season, is that you guys spent a lot of money on center forwards and don't have goals.
Yep.
Like you guys
don't have goals from there.
You guys have been criminally bad at purchasing center forwards over the last 3 years.
It's going to be really funny when they go to the well again and buy another.
But who's available?
Another Bundesliga striker.
Lewandowski. Lewandowski would not be a flop for Chelsea. Lewandowski would score 100 goals for Chelsea.
Absolutely.
Shoot, Ronaldo would score 100 goals for Chelsea right now. All the opportunities we're giving him.
Yeah.
The opportunities are there. It's so frustrating that we can't put the ball in the net. Yeah. We're missing a 20-goal score. Or even a 15-goal score, I would be excited for. Closes the gap with Liverpool and City, that it's a 3-way race instead of a 2-way race with us limping behind.
When you spent £170 million on center forwards and your leading goal scorer is Mason Mount, you got issues.
I mean, kid's a baller. Money Mace.
Hold on, Tom.
Mace is a baller.
How much do you guys spend on Kai Havertz as well?
72. So you're right, 172.
Holy shit! You guys spent like 200. You guys have spent like 230 million 54. On center forwards.
Yeah, the past 3 seasons.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's not including Pulisic, which is in a center forward,
and another like 60 mil on him. Wow.
And Havertz and Ziyech. But look, our roster is an amalgamation of 6 managers?
Yeah,
in
I saw that
7 years.
I saw that on Reddit today. Yeah.
So I need Tommy T to be here for 3 to 5 good years and get the roster cleaned up.
Well, see, this is going to be
the right people in there. It's going to be very interesting. Assuming that this purchase is going through is.
Let's assume Chelsea don't get liquidated.
Correct. Bowley is going to be the owner, and they're very data driven, and they are willing to spend the money. Apparently, he's a part owner in the Rams too. And he's part of the Rams ownership, and he's a big part of the Dodgers.
You guys are Eskimo brothers.
I don't think that he might have to divest in the Rams if he owns Chelsea. That might be a conflict of interest. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Well, here's the thing: if if Ratcliffe ends up being the one that purchases Chelsea and some craziness, whatever, Roman's like, fuck everybody, he can buy it. He has to sell Nice.
Why?
They own Nice. Because they're both in the Champions League, and you can't own two clubs in the Champions League.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Same reason why Pagliucci has to sell Atalanta or divest his 55%.
Yep. Okay.
So I don't think Rams would be a necessary conflict of interest that would stop, because everything that they've said, and even the investment bank behind Bowley, Clearwater, has given up all of the information that's needed for the Premier League to be like, yeah, no, you guys would pass the ownership test just fine.
Okay.
So there's no like Saudi investors, there's no Russian investors, there's no nothing in that in there to stop the sale. So
yeah,
hopefully May 31, I'm gonna buy my own Dodgers hat and I will rock that on the day one of Bowley's ownership.
Support your local, Brad.
And I got my Nats hats.
The Dodgers are the Chelsea of baseball.
I mean, I think that you can't say the Dodgers don't have history though.
They do.
Yes, the Dodgers have infinitely more history than Chelsea. You are correct.
Yeah, but I'm right, and that's why.
Yeah.
We all know this. This is the meme. We ain't got no history. Like that's one of the best. I don't know. You guys probably don't follow a ton of Chelsea people, but we ain't got no history is like the best.
That's the name
one
of
the
your
best
subreddit.
Chelsea websites.
It's the name of your subreddit, isn't it? Or is that that's the
it's the website,
the Bleacher Report one, or top Bleacher?
Yeah.
It is
no, it's one of those big blogs that actually has good information on there.
What are they called?
It's the meme.
Because Juventus is black, white, and red all over. What are those called? And then Arsenal has one. I forget what it's called.
SB Nation.
SB Nation. I used to frequent the Arsenal SB Nation site. I don't anymore. I just go to Reddit. I forget.
Oh yeah, our SB Nation, I think, is Cartilage Free Captain.
Yep, that's it.
Yep, that's right. They do have funny names.
Arsenal SB Nation. Let me find it.
What is that in reference to?
The short fuse. Arsenal's is called the short fuse.
Oh, because of AFTV?
No, because
it's a Canon.
Oh.
Not the logo design that lost to the chicken because you used all your Twitter accounts to vote.
Actually, didn't.
The slight nod yes was like the total giveaway, but it's okay.
I'm just happy that it was.
So Spurs and Arsenal both pick up points against the teams that are playing in the Europa Leagues. Kind of unsurprising. That West Ham Arsenal game was pretty good. It got pretty intense towards the end. Eddie and Nketiah almost I should say Declan Rice almost got into a fight with Eddie and Nketiah, which was kind of humorous.
It is. They're both Chelsea grads.
Eddie had Declan rattled for some reason, and Eddie is an Arsenal grad, by the way. I don't know when and Declan's not a Chelsea grad. He left when he was 14. If you don't get promoted, you're not a graduate of Coman. Like, I'm sorry. If you get booted when you're 14, that would be like Harry Kane saying he's a Hale End product because he.
Did you see how rattled he is, Sean?
No.
How easy that was. Probably said something just like this, and got right in Declan's head.
You're ridiculous, Brad. You're absurd. What was my point? Just that they kept pace. Liverpool, City both kept pace. That Watford Burnley game, though. How about what about that Watford Burnley game? So Watford went up in that game. They went up 1-0, only for Burnley to score 2 and effectively ended their season.
And late, what was it 80th minute, both goals?
Something like that.
The Turf Moor powers were strong indeed.
It wasn't even at home, but sure.
Yeah, but they're growing. We got grassroots. That's why we're called Turf Moor.
True.
There's more turf coming too. We're growing.
Yeah, it was the 83rd minute and the 86th minute.
That's right. Hey, how about that? How about that Sonny goal?
Oh,
gorgeous.
See, I'll tell you what's not equally, close to 1A impressive on that buildup is if you watch an extended highlight of that, Kulusevski receives the ball on the sideline, does a pullback and push down the sideline, and then just speeds past the guy to break loose. And that like swift maneuvering with like a little lift to get it over the guy's foot that was coming, and then just steps over it and just runs. I know that was probably a poor description of it, but if you have a chance, watch a extended replay because that's what breaks the play open.
Yeah.
And then Kulusevski passes it to Son, and then he makes the left-footed strike, which is led to to something I would also like to break up. One of the biggest myths in all of the Premier League.
Okay, let's hear it.
Is that Son is right-footed? He doesn't have a predominant foot. He's equally great with both feet.
I think he's ambidextrous between feet.
Ambidextrous-footed.
Well, so this is interesting because this kind of came up in Arsenal circles this weekend, and I will tie it back to Son here in a second. And this kind of also goes back to our conversation last week about Kieran Trippier versus Tomiyasu, who people would take. And Jimmy did have a comment about that on YouTube, which I did respond to. So Jimmy, if you are hearing this now and you're salty I didn't talk about this comment earlier, I did respond to you on YouTube. But one of the things about Tomiyasu is he is very good with both his left and his right feet. Like both feet, he's super, super strong. So like that means like he can play both right back and left back or either side center back. Like Tomiyasu can literally fill in any role in the back four.
He's big enough to do so.
Yeah. And so you're saying that you're positing that Son is equally as good with left and right feet, or maybe not equally as good, but he's got a very, very good weak foot, right?
I saw a weak foot. I saw a graphic that showed left-footed goals scored during the season.
Yeah.
And the only two players that he's behind is Mohamed Salah and someone else, and they're both left-footed players.
Yeah.
And then all the people behind him are also left-footed players, but he's a right-footed player.
Yeah.
Which is really impressive if to score that. I think it's 11 of his 18 are left-footed.
So here's my question. They're both from East Asia. One is Japanese. Tomiyasu is Japanese. Huminsen's Son is Korean. Yeah. Is this
South Korean,
yeah. I kind of took that as a given, but I should probably clarify. Do you think that's a cultural thing in that part of the world to just like make sure that you're proficient in all aspects of your game? It's more like they take a more holistic take, perhaps, do you think, in their academies?
I think it probably is. And I think it might have started, James, with the famous Manchester United Korean player. Brad, do you know the player we're talking about?
Oh. Gosh, I do. I just can't think of his name right now, but yes, I do.
Brad, if you just Google... I know,
but I wasn't going to. I wanted to tell you guys that I knew his name.
James, tell the story.
So we were chatting before the podcast. I don't even remember why it came up. But we were trying to talk about who that really famous Asian guy that played for Manchester United back in the day was.
And he just did it. He just did a quick search.
No, I was going to say that. I just didn't want to be wrong because then my buddy Eric at work would yell at me because he used to support United. He now supports Tottenham because they have a South Korean player on them, and he likes Son.
Yeah. So
I didn't want to make him upset, so I just want to make sure I had the name right because I was going to say Park, but I wanted to make sure I was right.
Me and James both remembered. Oh, like really good, really good United player from Korea.
Who did you say?
Shinji Kagawa.
And I was like, nah, it's not Kagawa. That's not right. I was like, that's not right. And so I Googled it, and Park Ji-sung. And we're both like, and as I'm Googling it, Sean's like Park Ji-sung. And so we both get there. Yeah. And then I look further, and Shinji Kagawa did also play for Manchester United.
Yeah, but he's Japanese. He's not Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for like what, a season and a half? And then went back to Dortmund.
Kagawa played for Dortmund, yeah.
Yeah, he played for 2 seasons for United.
Kagawa's a really good player for
is. He just wasn't very good on United.
Or is he still there?
No, he's at Dortmund. He went back to Dortmund.
I think he's still at Dortmund.
I think he's retired at this point, isn't he?
Wow, he couldn't be much older than 30.
No.
I guess. Hold on.
Someone look it up. But yeah, that was a good joke, Sean. I like that.
Thank you. I was trying to catch Brad in it. I didn't realize
he's over in Belgium now.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, we did know that because that did come up in my Google searching.
And he's 33.
Quick rundown of the Champions League. So last week, Manchester City and Real Madrid played a phenomenal match in Manchester. Game ended 4-3 for City. So they play tomorrow, or today, whenever you're listening to this, or yesterday, whenever you're listening. But they play their second leg of their semifinal in the Champions League in Madrid, all to play for. I expect it to be a really good game because I don't think Pep is going to go to Madrid and know that. I don't think he's going to expect to be able to defend Madrid for 90 minutes. I think that would be foolhardy. Liverpool and Villarreal played their second semifinal this afternoon. And Liverpool did prevail. They won that game 3-2, but it was a very, very close game for a long time. Villarreal went up 2-0, tying the match on aggregate score at 2-2 before Liverpool had a flurry of goals in the second half. So Liverpool are the first team into the Champions League final. They will face either Real Madrid or Manchester City at the Stade de France in France on May 28th. So that's what's coming up. Of course, Cup season, we've got the FA Cup final between Liverpool and Chelsea. That's going to be on Saturday, May 14th. So if you are an adroit listener, you will see that Liverpool, who have already won the Carabao Cup, are now in the final of the Champions League and the FA Cup. And only 1 point away, their second position, 1 point behind City. You can see how many fingers I'm holding up. They could potentially do the quadruple this year. Seems unlikely, but it's a possibility.
They got their one trophy.
Oh, you think they're only getting
one?
Well, yeah, I think everybody here has said that City's winning the league.
I think that's the most draw. I think that's the most likely outcome.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm gonna say Madrid's gonna win the Champions League.
I think I said that, by the way, last week before the second leg of the Chelsea leg, and you laughed at me.
Now that but I mean Chelsea brought it. It just Benzema's Benzema.
It's true.
But I think Benzema's going to Benzema City, and then I think Madrid beat Liverpool. So I'm putting that on there.
You think Madrid are
Chelsea's clearly beating them in the FA Cup because we're in chaos. Because listen, you guys don't watch Chelsea like I do. When we are in chaos, that's when we win. When everybody's like, no, Chelsea's gonna blow up. It's all over. Tommy T deserves to be fired. Whatever. That's when we get hot.
Hold on, are Chelsea fans saying this?
No, nobody is saying that.
Okay.
Nobody wants to get rid of Tommy Tuchel. Nobody wants. No, Tommy Tuchel can stay. Everybody else except for like Reece and Mason can get out.
Okay.
And probably Mendy.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have what's his name behind him, Kepa. Azpilicueta. He could be your goalkeeper. That's fine.
Anecdotally,
that's the three, and then they won the Carabao Cup in penalties because of Kepa. Full circle. There we go. There we go. We brought it back in penalties. It came down to the goalies. That was the difference between Liverpool and Chelsea that day.
Will Thomas Tuchel do it again?
We're not getting to penalties.
Let's say it does, Brad.
I hope not.
Kepa redemption.
I hope he keeps Menda in. I mean, I'm here for a Kepa redemption angle. Like that's what I'm always in for a Kepa redemption angle.
It's because you want to be able to.
But Mendy's had correct. But Mendy's had a really strong shootout performance this year. He had two games with Senegal where they won because of going to penalties, and he made saves. It wasn't like they missed. He made saves.
Yeah.
So that's how Liverpool's only winning one trophy.
What were you gonna say, Sean?
So, anecdotal tweet I can't find. From all accounts, seems to be a Tottenham fan, but just a general fan of football from overseas. Like a good 20,000 follower account. He's mainly Ronaldo. He's Portuguese Ronaldo fan.
Sure.
However, made a comment about the game today when it was 2-0 and aggregate was 2-2. said, "Oh God, here we go again. We're one Salah tap away again, or one Salah tap in from hearing, oh, that one night in Villarreal for the next 20 years."
Yo, that's actually so accurate describing Liverpool Twitter.
Liverpool fans, that one night in Villarreal.
Oh man, that's yeah.
Well, it wasn't a Salah tap in, but like, did it happen? And I was just cracking up at my desk at work. I was like, "This, here we go. There goes Liverpool fans being reminiscent about the past."
So I'm really looking forward to that Champions League game tomorrow. And then this weekend for the Premier League, what we got coming up Saturday morning, got Brentford hosting Southampton, Burnley hosting Villa in the first of two Burnley Villa meetups over the next 3 weeks. They got Chelsea hosting Wolves, Palace hosting Watford, Brighton hosting United, Liverpool hosting Spurs in the Premier League's match of the weekend. Sunday morning, Arsenal are hosting Leeds, Leicester are hosting Everton, Norwich are hosting West Ham United, and Manchester City are hosting Newcastle. Clearly Liverpool Spurs is a standout game. Sean, why are Spurs going to get a result in that game?
They are.
Okay. All right. Well, I was fishing. I was fishing for content there, and
the only compelling argument, the only thing that's given me hope was a tweet on Spurs Twitter with analytics and data that suggested that the only teams that give Liverpool trouble with their press are teams that press and work harder.
Okay.
And in the last 3 games, according to the data, on their little back piece, Spurs players have run an average of like percent more or something like that. I don't have it in front of me, so I don't know the tweet, but basically saying that in our current run of form, we have been doing that.
Yeah.
So if that holds form, that would give Liverpool trouble. If that's the consistency of their game, if that gives them trouble, then we would do that.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to beat them. Is you're not going to beat them by sitting back and defending. They have too much talent.
Yeah.
I just want to point out though that you lost to crazy pressing.
Yes.
You should have lost to crazy pressing, and you're going to play.
Maybe it was just the lesser
pressing.
Unless it was just the less. Maybe it was just the data against the Leicester game because we were everywhere like that.
Leicester is, I think, an outlier because they had just played in the conference league against Roma, and they're kind of shit this year. So, I think that's
things I'm referring to are not like the outcome of the game.
Not specific to Leicester.
Plays like Son's first goal was set up by Romero's slide tackling at midfield and then slide tackling about 15 yards in to their half and winning the ball both times, leaving it like things like that. If you're going to beat Liverpool, you're going to have to commit everything like that.
Yeah.
And not be wrong. Not be wrong.
And I think that's the operative thing is that it worked against Leicester, but Liverpool are a different beast.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
But you also couldn't get out y'all couldn't get out of your own half against Brighton, so I don't know.
Exactly. Then there's that. We can't get out of our own half against Brighton. So who knows? They could Guggen press us all into just 11 standing across the front of the goal.
Brad, are you worried about Wolves this weekend? He was gonna say no. For the loyal listeners, he got up to the mic and he was like, "I'm gonna say no," and then he pulled back because he knew he had to think about it. So yes, he is.
I don't know if we're still in Charity FC mode.
I mean, you
can't just snap out of Charity FC mode.
The thing about Charity FC is you can't give. I mean, I guess Wolves legally could still finish 7th, so I guess there is some charity to be done for them.
They have a 9% chance to finish 7th, so no, there isn't really a chance. So we should win this game. Yes. I think, and here's gonna be the crazier thing. I think Lukaku starts.
I mean, he has to, right?
think that's what's going to happen. I think because he was going to come on, but we subbed Jorginho off at halftime.
Yeah.
So I think he's starting.
What's the pick of the week this weekend?
Ooh.
Dumpster fire of the week is probably Brighton United.
You know, that is a dumpster fire, and
it's fair.
I do. So the thing, well, actually, it's not dumpster fire because those teams are pretty even on levels, I think, this year. But that just
dumpster fires.
That screams to me Ronaldo hat trick for some reason. Like that, it just screams because Brighton have been on such a good run of form. It just screams to me that Ronaldo's going to have a hat trick.
I think it's the first game of the weekend, sir.
You think Brentford Southampton?
I think that's got to be your closest thing to a dumpster fire.
I mean,
that's levels and towards the bottom of the table.
Maybe Palace Watford because Watford are terrible and Palace haven't been that good recently. What Crystal Palace's form?
I've always thought that James's pick of the week is the game that you are least likely to watch because it is unwatchable.
That is probably a good way to describe it. I mean, the game,
a competitive game at the bottom of the table. It has to be a game that you are going to turn on and leave the room.
Or you have the choice between two games and I actively choose to watch the other game that's not my pick of the week, like I did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. That's the point of a pick of the week.
It might be Chelsea Wolves because it's always a boring slugfest between Chelsea Wolves. We can't score and they don't score.
All right, I have a pick.
And they don't allow scoring. I believe they have the best defense outside of Liverpool and Liverpool and City. I believe they have the third best
pick of the week. You guys hear it here first. Sunday morning, Leicester hosting Everton. That's James's pick of the week.
Wow.
If you only have a chance to watch one game this weekend, Matt, I humbly suggest you watch Leicester versus Everton with me Sunday morning. Well, it won't be with me on Sunday morning because I'll be at church, but maybe later in the day on replay on Peacock. But that's my humble suggestion to you, loyal listener.
While he types this up, I will also humbly invite you to, after the games on Sunday, will be the United States of America, and specifically Miami, Florida, hosting Lando Norris and the McLarens.
Yeah.
And Lewis Hamilton leading the Mercedes team down in Miami, riding the road circuit down. Yeah. We're going to be running the streets of Miami.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that because I've just been thinking every Sunday I wake up and the F1 race is spoiled for me. It's already happened, and I'm just like, what? I should go back and watch it, but I haven't yet. And so I'm actually actively looking forward to being able to come home from church and throw that on because it's in the afternoon, right? It's what time does it start?
Yeah. So for those who don't actively watch Formula One or don't know about it, check it out. It's really fun.
Yeah.
A lot of strategy going on. But the thing with Formula One is they said, fuck TV. We are racing at 2:30 or 3 o'clock local time, wherever they are, every time they race. So every Sunday they race, it is 2:30 or 3 or whatever, local to where they are. So when they race in Australia, that shit was at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And when they race in Japan, it's going to be the same thing. When they race in the Middle East, it's 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever. I don't know.
It starts at 3:30 p.m.
3:30 p.m. So it is 3:30 local time every time.
So this Sunday, if you're coming home or doing something, you're waking up and you're married, perhaps maybe you have children or something, this would be a great Sunday to just offload your children on your wife, on their mother perhaps, and just ignore your children for the rest of the afternoon. Maybe if you go to your parents' house for anything, maybe just turn the TV on and ignore your mother. This would be a great weekend to do that, specifically this Sunday.
Specifically this Sunday.
Specifically this Monday or this Sunday, excuse me. Definitely, if you're a married man with children, definitely just ignore your children for a couple hours. Let your wife deal with it. Let their mother handle it. What's a better gift?
It's only an hour and a half.
Right?
Yeah.
The race doesn't last that long. It's not like a NASCAR race that lasts for 3 or 4 hours.
If it's an hour and a half, you might as well watch a replay of a soccer game too, and watch that Leicester Everton game afterwards.
Yeah, there you go. You just watch NASCAR at the same time.
Pop a couple beers.
Yeah.
Hey James.
You will not be yelled at the end of this.
What's up, Brad? What's up, Brad?
You haven't gotten anything yet, have you?
No, I absolutely have not gotten anything from my wife and the mother of my children for Mother's Day.
Don't worry, me neither.
Okay. That's where we're gonna end it. It's Mother's Day. Do something nice for your mother or the mother of your children if you are in that position. But if you're still listening, really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, smash that sub notifier, leave us a comment, hit us with a follow, go to Twitter, harass Brad and Sean, and tell me how beautiful this kit is. So very nice.
Hey, wait, who wore the bus seat better, me or James? That's the question of the week.
I mean, my kit is statistically and observably better than yours, so it's clearly mine.
How are there statistics? I mean, I guess jersey sales, but your jersey's older, but there's no observably difference here between your jersey and mine, except for mine's better.
It was an absurd
That's
comment.
The difference.
It was meant to be an absurd comment, so I used absurd language. Hit us up on Twitter. That's at KSBradG. Down below, that's at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany on Twitter. We collectively are at RedCard_radio. We would love to hear from you. Leave us a line and we'll talk about it next week. But until next week, have a good evening, good day, wherever you are, and we will talk to you soon. Good night.